Welcome back to Eagle Discovery. France, the world's ultimate symbol of romance and prosperity, draws millions of visitors each year, enchanted by its fashion, landmarks, and timeless charm. But beneath the glimmering lights of Paris lies a side of the country that often goes unseen. Did you know that towering piles of garbage, homeless communities, and financial struggles paint a very different picture of the City of Light? And what about the challenges faced by women who live in this romantic country? Today, we uncover the hidden truths about France that might make you rethink your perception of this glamorous destination. Let's dive in. The harsh reality of poverty in the City of Lights. When you think of Paris, what comes to mind? Perhaps you picture elegantly dressed women strolling down cobblestone streets, luxury handbags in hand, or romantic couples savoring dreamy evenings beneath the sparkling lights of the Eiffel Tower. These idyllic scenes, often celebrated in movies and travel guides, undeniably exist. Yet, they mask a far harsher reality, a growing crisis hidden beneath the city's glamour, poverty, and homelessness. Today, approximately 330,000 people are homeless in France, and of those, over 3,000 individuals struggle to survive on the unforgiving streets of Paris during its harsh winters. For many, life unfolds in makeshift tents set up along the Seine or tucked into quiet corners of the city. These tents are not just shelters, but homes where people cook, clean, and attempt to preserve a sense of normalcy. Public spaces double as bathrooms, and every day is a fight for dignity and survival. But homelessness is only the visible tip of a deeper issue. Across France, more than 4 million people live in substandard housing. These homes often lack essential amenities, like proper heating or functional kitchens, forcing families to endure freezing winters and unsafe living conditions. In economically struggling towns like Roubaix, the signs of hardship are impossible to ignore. Streets are littered with abandoned cars, and once busy train stations now stand desolate, a grim testament to the impact of economic decline. For families trapped in poverty, daily life is a constant balancing act. Many face impossible decisions, such as skipping meals to stretch their meager resources, or burning scrapwood and discarded materials to keep warm when they can't afford heating. These sacrifices reveal the harsh truth behind the idealized image of France, a nation that often feels worlds apart from the one depicted in postcards and films. This is the other side of Paris, the reality not captured in glossy advertisements or luxury fashion campaigns. It's a sobering reminder that even in a country celebrated for its charm and elegance, countless lives are overshadowed by hardship and resilience. The environmental crisis in the City of Light. Paris, often depicted as a city of romance and beauty, hides a sobering environmental reality beneath its iconic landmarks and enchanting streets. In March 2023, the City of Light faced a strikingly grim scene. Over 10,000 tons of garbage piled high along its streets during widespread sanitation strikes. This staggering amount of waste, comparable to the weight of the Eiffel Tower, turned charming avenues into mountains of decay. The foul smell of rotting trash filled the air, clashing with Paris's pristine image. Despite the availability of public restrooms, public urination remains a prevalent issue, further marring the city's allure and creating unsightly and unsanitary conditions. The Seine River, a timeless emblem of Paris's beauty and cultural history, faces its own environmental struggles. Once a muse for countless artists and writers, the river now suffers from industrial pollutants and litter, which float visibly along its surface. Pollution levels have risen so high that plans for 2024 Olympic events on the Seine had to be postponed due to unsafe water quality, underscoring the urgent need for intervention. Air pollution further compounds the city's environmental woes. During the winter months, smog blankets Paris, with pollution levels frequently exceeding safety limits. The fine particles suspended in the air present serious health hazards. exacerbating respiratory and cardiovascular conditions for residents and tourists alike. On particularly bad days, even a stroll through the city can feel hazardous, as the air quality sharply declines. These mounting environmental challenges paint a stark picture of Paris, a city grappling with the consequences of neglecting its natural and urban ecosystems. While its beauty and charm remain undeniable, the environmental cost of maintaining such an iconic reputation looms large, impacting the health of its citizens and tarnishing its status as the city of light. This crisis serves as a wake-up call, reminding the world that even its most cherished cities are not immune to the demands of environmental responsibility. The gender paradox: women's struggles in the land of romance. France is often celebrated as a nation of love, romance, and empowerment for women. French women are known for their independence, confidence, and sophistication. Yet beneath this glamorous image lies a stark reality of challenges and inequalities that many women face daily. One of the most glaring issues is the persistent gender pay gap. Even though French women are among the most highly educated in the world, they consistently earn less than their male counterparts, especially in high-ranking positions. This financial disparity is not only frustrating, but also limits women's opportunities for professional growth and economic independence. Social expectations add another layer of complexity. Women in France often feel immense pressure to conform to traditional ideals of marriage and motherhood. These societal norms can lead to emotional stress, as women are expected to balance the demanding roles of professional achievement, being a perfect partner, and raising children. When it comes to marriage, the fairy tale image of French romance frequently clashes with reality. Many women find that the passion and idealism often associated with French relationships fade quickly after marriage. Surveys reveal that nearly 45% of marriages in France are deemed unhappy, making the country one of the least romantically satisfied nations in Europe. This stark statistic challenges the perception of France as a haven for love and romance. In response to these challenges, many French women are redefining their paths. Some are choosing to embrace singlehood, prioritizing their personal growth and independence over societal expectations. Others are exploring relationships outside of France, seeking partners who may offer more emotional support and a balanced dynamic in their relationships. Despite these struggles, the resilience of French women shines through. They continue to challenge outdated norms and fight for equality, proving that the spirit of independence and strength that France is known for is very much alive in its women. Scams and petty crime, a hidden risk for visitors. Paris, affectionately known as the City of Light, draws millions of visitors annually with its mesmerizing landmarks, world-class art, and romantic atmosphere. Yet beneath its shimmering allure lies an often overlooked reality: the persistent risk of scams and petty crime targeting unsuspecting tourists. While the city's charm is undeniable, it's important to recognize that some of its most celebrated destinations are also prime locations for opportunistic criminals. Landmarks like the Sacré-Cœur Basilica in Montmartre, the Eiffel Tower, and the picturesque Seine River walkways are not only brimming with history and beauty, but also frequented by individuals who use clever schemes to part tourists from their money. One of the most infamous scams is the friendship bracelet. This seemingly harmless approach begins with a friendly local who offers to tie a bracelet around your wrist, often with a warm smile or a casual greeting. Once it's tied, however, their demeanor shifts as they demand payment, sometimes using intimidation tactics to pressure the tourist into giving money. This situation can escalate quickly, leaving visitors feeling both embarrassed and vulnerable. Another common con is the gold ring scam. A scammer pretends to find a shiny gold ring on the ground near you and enthusiastically hands it over as though you've dropped it. Once you accept it, they craft a story about how valuable the ring is, and guilt you into giving them a reward for their honesty. Some even insist on exchanging it for cash, claiming it's pure gold when in reality, it's a worthless piece of metal. Beyond these overt scams, tourists must also be wary of subtler but equally effective tactics employed in crowded spaces. Street performers, while entertaining, often serve as unintentional distractions. For example, a talented musician, dancer, or mime may draw a large crowd. In these moments, pickpockets work in pairs or groups, blending into the audience. While one distracts the onlookers with an impressive act, another scans for easy targets, discreetly relieving them of wallets, phones, or bags. Even at bustling attractions like the Louvre or the Champs-Élysées, thieves rely on the chaos of crowds to strike unnoticed. They target tourists juggling maps, cameras, and bags, who are often too absorbed in their surroundings to notice someone slipping a hand into their pocket or unzipping a bag. Restaurants and cafes are not immune either. Leaving a bag or phone unattended on a table, even for a moment, can make you a victim. Traffic jams and overcrowded public transport. Navigating Parisian chaos. Paris, a city celebrated for its romantic charm and rich history, reveals a starkly different side when it comes to daily commuting. Beneath the picturesque streets and world-renowned landmarks lies a complex network of transportation challenges that test the patience of residents and visitors alike. The city's narrow, historic streets, built long before the advent of modern vehicles, now struggle to accommodate the staggering 39 million vehicles that clog its roads. Traffic congestion is a daily ordeal, with Parisians spending an average of 140 hours a year stuck in traffic jams. This has cemented Paris as one of the most gridlocked cities in Europe, where even a short drive can feel interminable. The problem isn't confined to cars. Public transportation, while extensive and essential for navigating the sprawling city, often becomes a test of endurance. During peak hours, metro carriages and buses are crammed with commuters, leaving barely any space to move or breathe. The infamous morning and evening rush hours transform Paris's otherwise efficient metro system into a chaotic scene of overcrowding. Adding to the woes, strikes, an integral part of French labor culture, frequently disrupt services, leaving commuters stranded or forced to find alternative routes. Technical issues and delays, though less predictable, are equally frustrating and turn what should be a straightforward journey into a stressful, time-consuming ordeal. Beyond the physical challenges, the financial burden of using public transportation in Paris is a significant concern. A monthly metro pass, ranging from $85 to $100, is among the most expensive in Europe. For many residents, this high cost feels unjustified, given the frequent service interruptions and overcrowding. Comparisons with other European capitals, where public transport is often both cheaper and more reliable, further fuel discontent among commuters. The combination of financial strain and subpar service leaves many Parisians questioning the value of their investment in the system. Yet, despite these obstacles, Parisians showcase remarkable resilience in adapting to their city's transportation chaos. Cycling has gained popularity as a practical and eco-friendly alternative, with bike-sharing programs like Vélib offering a viable option for many. Carpooling has also become more common, allowing drivers to share costs and reduce the number of vehicles on the road. For those who brave the overcrowded metro, strategies like adjusting travel times or finding quieter routes reflect the resourcefulness of a population accustomed to urban challenges. Navigating Paris's traffic jams and public transport woes is more than just a daily struggle. It's a testament to the determination and adaptability of its residents. While the city's beauty and culture remain unmatched, its transportation issues are a reminder of the complexities of modern urban life. For visitors, understanding these challenges and planning accordingly can help ensure a smoother experience in the enchanting yet chaotic city of light. Six, high costs of living, a luxury few can afford. Living in France, particularly in Paris, is often romanticized as a dream, but for most, it is a luxury that comes with a staggering price tag. Housing costs are among the highest in Europe, with the average rent for a modest one-bedroom apartment in Paris exceeding $1,500 per month. For larger apartments or accommodations in more desirable neighborhoods, prices soar even higher, making it nearly impossible for middle-income residents or aspiring expats to find affordable housing. These high rents force many to compromise on space or location, often living far from the city's center to cut costs. Daily expenses add to the financial strain. Groceries purchased from Parisian supermarkets are notoriously expensive, often costing twice as much as similar items in other countries. Essential items such as fresh produce, meats, and dairy products can quickly drive up a family's grocery bill. Dining out, once considered a quintessential Parisian experience, is increasingly out of reach for many. A simple coffee at a cafe costs no less than $5, while a basic meal at a mid-range restaurant easily starts at $50 per person. Fine dining or enjoying Paris's gastronomic delights, while tempting, has become a rare indulgence for the average resident. Taxes further complicate the financial picture. France's steep personal income tax rates, which can climb as high as 45%, significantly reduce disposable income. On top of that, the 20% value-added tax, VAT, on goods and services inflates the cost of everything from clothing to utilities. For aspiring homeowners, the dream of owning property often feels out of reach due to high property prices and substantial taxes, forcing many to remain renters indefinitely. While France is celebrated for its exceptional quality of life, including its world-class healthcare system, generous social services, and vibrant culture, these benefits come at a price that only a fortunate few can afford. For many, the allure of France's romantic lifestyle is overshadowed by the financial realities of living in one of the most expensive cities in the world. The dream of Paris often requires deep pockets, making it a reality for the elite rather than the everyday person. The visa struggle, a tough road for many travelers. For non-European travelers, the dream of experiencing France's rich culture, breathtaking landscapes, and world-famous landmarks can quickly turn into a stressful and costly journey due to the country's strict visa requirements. The process of obtaining a visa is often described as an uphill battle, involving a long list of documentation and procedures that can be overwhelming. Applicants are required to provide proof of financial stability, detailed travel itineraries, accommodation confirmations, and sometimes even personal invitation letters. These demands can be particularly daunting for first-time travelers or those with limited international travel experience. One of the most discouraging aspects of France's visa system is its high rejection rate. Travelers without substantial savings or a history of regular international travel often see their applications denied, leaving them disheartened. This creates an impression that the system favors the wealthy or those who have already traveled extensively, placing an unfair barrier in front of many who genuinely wish to visit. To add to the frustration, the application fee is non-refundable, meaning even unsuccessful applicants bear a financial loss. For individuals from countries with weaker economies, this can be a significant burden, turning the dream of visiting France into a gamble with high stakes. The cost of obtaining additional supporting documents, translation services, and travel to consulates for interviews only adds to the financial strain. This complex and often disheartening process has led many to question whether France, known for its image of romance and culture, is as welcoming as it claims to be. Travelers from countries with easier visa-free access to France are understandably more likely to visit, while others are left navigating a challenging and costly system that can feel exclusionary. For those who successfully clear the hurdles, however, the effort often proves worthwhile. The opportunity to explore France's historic cities, immerse in its art and architecture, and savor its culinary excellence is unforgettable. Still, the the stringent visa process remains a significant barrier for countless others, leaving them to wonder if their dream of France is truly achievable. Is France still a dream destination? France, with its rich culture, historic landmarks, and world-renowned cuisine, remains a top travel destination. However, these hidden challenges paint a more complex picture of life in the country. From poverty and pollution to scams and high costs, it's clear that the City of Light has its darker sides. Would you still want to visit France despite these realities? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more eye-opening travel documentaries. See you on our next journey.